Welcome back. It's time now for Aging in Style with American Retirement Advisors. We are now here this morning with owner and president Joe Vitale. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're so happy to have you here. You always come with such great topics to talk about. So today we're talking about retirement. So when we plan for retirement, how can we ensure that we're ready for a downturned market?
Oh my goodness, that's the question, right? Everybody's like, oh, had I known I would sell off beforehand. Well, if you're properly allocated, I mean, part of being a fiduciary is I have to make sure that their risk tolerance, our client's risk tolerance is respected, and we have them properly allocated. So whether or not a market is doing great or whether there's a downturn, we're properly poised no matter what happens. And depending where you're at, I mean, if you're still working and contributing, that you don't have to worry as much. You know, a down market is a buying opportunity, right? But when you're transitioning into retirement, oh my goodness, that's where it really gets scary. Is the money going to last throughout retirement? And it's all about being properly positioned.
Yeah, well, it's really good to know that you're taken care of by your advisors. You know, they have your best interest.
Yes, that is the way it's supposed to be. That is correct, yes.
Well, the market is good right now, so do we really have to worry about anything at this moment?
You would think not, right? Because the market is good right now, but the volatility is still out there. And remember, I mean, last week we had the coronavirus, and we were just talking about the coronavirus, did a number on the market, but we've got it all back and then some. So, but that's what's happening. People get a little confused. You know, the market reacts so quickly to anything that's happening. So we shouldn't be concerned right now, especially if we understand the economic cycle, where you're going to have prosperity, you're going to have expansion, you're going to have a pullback. That's normal. The problem is when you get to a certain age or a certain part of life, when you start to pull income for your retirement, if the market's down, that's really going to hurt, you know, if you're not properly positioned. So it's all about, no matter, you don't have to be concerned if you've positioned your properly in your accounts.
Yeah, that's really great advice. So if our retirement assets are properly allocated, do we not have to worry about the income when we do retire? You just kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing. You have to solve for income almost, right? You know, the old pensions, a lot of people still have pensions, but they're going away, right? So the biggest thing where people are transitioning into retirement, they had that sustainable, reliable income. They don't have that as much anymore. Very few are having that. So the big thing is to solve for income. A lot of our clients now, we're trying to make sure we solve for that piece of retirement income that's sustainable, that's reliable, that really takes the stress off of transitioning into retirement. Because at that point, if you've got that reliable income that you can depend on, you don't have to worry about market volatility. So what if the market's up, if the market's down? It doesn't matter. You've got your income protected, you're properly positioned with some risk, some safety, and make sure you've got that emergency fund that if you need to, it's all about being properly balanced. Too many people don't, you know, take that into account.
And I'm sure that if they have questions or anything like that, because it can be confusing when you get to that age where you're ready to retire. So
you definitely need professional help. Yes, it's very true.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And if you want more information about today's topic, just stick around because we'll be live on Facebook after the news at 9 is over, answering all of your questions.